All right, let's talk about the word random. We all think we know what it means, right? It's just a mess. No pattern, no order. But here's the crazy part. What if I told you that true, pure randomness is something your brain literally can't handle? That it's actually designed to reject it? Yeah, today, we're gonna dig into this secret architecture hidden inside of chaos.
You know the feeling, right? You've got a playlist with like 1,000 songs. You hit shuffle, ready for a wild ride, and boom, you hear the same artist twice in a row. Or that one song you're kinda sick of pops up again. Your first thought is, ugh, this thing is broken. But what if it isn't? What if something way, way stranger is happening here?
Well, believe it or not, this was a massive problem for Apple back in the day with the very first iPods. People were absolutely flooding the internet forums, completely convinced that the iTunes Shuffle was busted. And this is where it gets hilarious. The engineers went back, they checked the code, and the Shuffle algorithm was working perfectly. It was generating a truly mathematically random sequence of songs. The problem wasn't the software, it was us. The Shuffle was just too random for our brains to believe it. So, to fix the problem, you know what Apple did? They actually had to make the Shuffle feature less random. Seriously, they tweaked the code to prevent it from playing the same artist or genre too close together. They were designing for human psychology, not for pure randomness. And that's because your brain, my brain, all of our brains are hardwired for one thing above all else: finding patterns. We are pattern-seeking missiles, constantly scanning the world for connections and order, even when there's none to be found. There's actually a word for this. It's called apophenia. It's the reason we see hot streaks in basketball, or think a number is due to hit at the casino. See, in a truly random shuffle, you're going to get clumps. You're going to get repeats. That's just statistics. But our brain sees it and immediately screams, "Something's wrong here!"
And you can't really blame your brain. This isn't some weird bug in our programming, it's an evolutionary feature. Think about it. For our ancestors, seeing a pattern in the tall grass could mean the difference between spotting a lion and becoming lunch. It's a survival mechanism.
Now, a really fun, super common version of this is called pareidolia, and I guarantee you've experienced this a million times. This is when our pattern matching instinct goes into visual overdrive. You ever seen a face in the clouds? Or in the front of a car? Or maybe on a piece of burnt toast? That's pareidolia. Our brains are so fine-tuned to recognize faces that we see them everywhere. It's the same reason we see the man in the moon. Our mind is just drawing a face on a bunch of random craters and shadows. Okay, so this whole thing with our brains and playlists actually points to a much deeper truth about the universe. It turns out not all randomness is the same. We need to jump from psychology into physics now, because there's a massive difference between the randomness of a coin flip and the randomness of, well, reality itself. So what does physics have to say about this? What does it mean for something to be truly random? Is anything actually unpredictable at its core? This question, it turns out, splits the idea of chaos into two completely different worlds. Okay, check this out. On one hand, you have deterministic randomness. A coin toss is the perfect example. It seems random, sure, but that's only because we don't know every single variable. The exact force from your thumb, the air currents, the spin. If we knew all that, we could predict the outcome every single time. It's a randomness born from a lack of information. But then there's true randomness. This is the weird world of quantum mechanics. Take a radioactive atom. You can know everything there is to know about it, and you still have absolutely no way to predict when it will decay. And that's the absolute key difference. The coin toss is random because we don't have enough data. The atom's decay is random because that's just a fundamental law of nature. Its outcome literally does not exist until the very second it happens. Now, this idea, the idea that the universe could be fundamentally, truly unpredictable, it was something that deeply, deeply bothered some of these smartest people who ever lived. Which brings us to our final, really mind-bending question. Is reality just a script that's already been written? Albert Einstein hated this quantum randomness. He famously said, "God does not play dice." This wasn't just a clever line, it was at the heart of his entire view of the cosmos. For Einstein, the universe was supposed to be a beautiful, predictable machine, a grand cosmic clock. Yeah, it's incredibly complex, but he believed if you could just understand all the gears, you could predict everything. He thought this quantum randomness was just proof that our